Hey everyone, this is Rob.
Hey, Michelle.
And welcome to Bunebape, your weekly podcast and everything you need to know about old school RuneScape.
Meep merp.
Alright, so this week up on the docket, we actually have quite a few things to talk about, which is
Yeah.
nice because obviously we're coming off the back of some Game Jam stuff.
When are we getting our Game Jam blog? I just realized we
they,
didn't even get it.
They asked the devs, and because they've only technically had 3 working days since the last Game Jam.
Not enough time to put it all together.
Yeah, so they said in the next couple weeks is when you can expect an actual Game Jam like update.
I
idea
love the
thing.
blogs.
Yeah,
I think they're fun.
I mean, we do have some of one. Like we've seen some of it. We actually talked about it on the subreddit. It was posted.
What was it?
It was well, it's like it was part of the Game Jam, but also not part of the Game Jam. It was part of the art thing that Mahjarrat
we actually
did.
will talk about that. That wasn't a Game Jam because none of that's gonna be real, but it was cute.
Yeah, but there also was another thing that was from the game. I think they kind of included that in the Game Jam, but there's another thing that was part of the Game Jam, which was actually really cool. It was like a PVM slash P, or it was like a PVM slash skilling boss.
I don't remember seeing that.
No, it's
it's something that we haven't seen. Okay.
Yeah, it's something that we haven't talked
I
about.
was like, I don't remember this.
But yeah, someone, I forgot who it was. I think someone posted it on like Twitter or something like that. And it was a few mods that worked on it, but it looked kind of cool. So
Okay, sick.
maybe we could talk about that if I'm able to find it. But other stuff on the docket this
Yeah, I was
week
just gonna say, oh my god, we haven't even done the docket.
is going to be a bit of a comic series thing with a new novel. Talks about PvP, exciting as ever, and then the Curse of Arrav.
And mobile update.
Mobile update as well. This is pretty kind of out of left field. I didn't expect them to go from double no update to quest.
They told us last week, I think.
Yeah, probably.
In like Twitter, but I forgot.
I only expected the mobile.
Yeah, I mean the mobile I thought was gonna be in a second. I thought they were gonna keep delaying it.
No,
I was expecting like next week.
I think they had it prepared, but there was like some bugs. There are additional bugs that they already know about, but
Of course.
I think there were some like significant ones, which is why they pushed it back, if I had to guess, and now they were able to resolve most of them.
Okay.
So we have quite a few things to talk about. Like we said, not a ton happened last week, so this is a nice change of pace.
Yeah.
And then, of course, as always, we will be ending with our Q&A at the end of the podcast, so feel free to skip around if you'd like. But if you also want to be included in the Q&A, you're more than welcome. Feel free to head over to discord.gg/Bunebape, or just type Bunebape in your server thing and we should pop up. And you can ask in there. We have a channel just for questions. Or on Spotify, we have a thing there. Or wherever you listen to, you can just ask us in the comment section and we'll try to get to it.
And if you have a pet cat, we do have a pet channel. Post a picture.
Yeah, you can post pictures.
You will make everyone very happy.
Yeah. And by everyone, we primarily mean Michelle, but
and
everyone.
Ninja.
Yeah, everyone. Yeah, one of our mods.
Yeah, Ninja would have loved it.
Just one of them.
They all like them. We all enjoy it.
But yeah, so feel free to throw in your questions, real life or game related. Either one is interesting, and we will do our best to answer them. But before we get into all that super exciting stuff for this week, Michelle, how's it going?
Going good. Glance down my planner. I didn't write a single goddamn thing this week. I haven't done anything. I did Squishy's bingo. I got like some cool like collection log slots from Clues. I got a zombie axe at like 40 KC, which if I was an iron, that'd be crazy. Even as a main, that was kind of cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, I didn't like get any levels. I didn't get any crazy drops anywhere. So just been hanging out.
I don't think this is gonna start drama, but I'm just gonna say it because
we lost.
Michelle's not going to, but there was a lot of newer players on her team.
I don't know that.
Okay, a lot of inexperienced PVMers on her team.
No, I think it was more like people on my team hadn't done bingos before too.
Well, yeah, that's what I mean. Like they're just inexperienced as a whole. They're not gamers, as you would say. So it was kind of funny because you had to do like a lot of the challenges kind of by yourself.
No, people were doing stuff. The issue, and my team was very nice. So this isn't me like trying to start anything with them.
Like it was just like obvious that they weren't experienced because they didn't even know how to like. A lot of them didn't know like a few of the basic things about bingos.
I'm used to bigger team bingos, so it felt like there was more pressure for me to go do stuff because like people were grinding harder things that are more RNG based, which
Yeah.
is fine if unless it's like the only thing. So like I was having to go and do like barrows and stuff. Other people were helping too, but
Yeah.
I felt more responsibility than I normally do.
Yeah, I guess
I
what
guess.
I mean, to put it like I said, probably more bluntly than you would put it, like you kind of had to carry
No.
more than you typically do.
Okay, yeah, I wouldn't say I was a carry, but I did more. I'm used to being the leech,
Yeah.
and it was weird not being the leech.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. Not like no one did anything,
Yeah, I was like, other
obviously,
people did more than me for sure.
but
But anyway, how are you? How's it going?
yeah, I am okay. Haven't played any RuneScape this week. Like I
Shooting
said,
star grind really got to you.
no, honestly, it's not that big a deal. But also, I did look at, I constantly am reminded of how crazy of a task that account had in front of it. Saving up many millions of gold for a
Yeah.
bond. One, the bond prices don't make any sense if you buy them in real money.
Spoken like someone free to play.
No, I was gonna say if you buy them in real money, they're actually more expensive the more you buy. Like it's counterintuitive.
Yeah, because people, I think that it's just their legal way of
Yeah,
buying gold.
sure.
You spend money and then you sell them for gold.
But yeah, that's stupid. And also on top of that, the price of bonds went up even more.
How much is it now?
You want to guess? It was
Uh,
like 12.5 mil like 2 weeks ago.
13.
Right, it was almost 15 mil.
Leagues is coming up. It's
Yeah,
gonna get more.
crazy.
But after leagues, it'll probably drop off.
Yeah, so it's not like I gave up on the account or anything like that. Like I said, I am
I feel like that'd
focusing
be very short lived.
more on like studies and stuff like that currently,
We're really
and
trying to get our lives together.
yeah, more or less. So I'm not super focusing on it. That being said, I did spend 1 hour playing video games this week, specifically on the new early access title from Andrew Gower, which
What's it called?
was it's called Brighter Shores. I talked
Mm.
about it, I think, a few months ago at this point.
Yeah, share your thoughts for everyone.
For anyone that doesn't know, Andrew Gower is one of the original creators of RuneScape.
Yeah, not even OSRS, I guess just
No,
RuneScape.
just RuneScape
When
Classic.
old school was new school.
Yeah, so he's one of the original creators, and he's been, I guess, in his own words, he even says in the game when you start it up, is that he hadn't planned on making a new MMO, but so many people asked him that he's all like, all right, I'll do it, whatever.
Oh,
So then this became like a passion project essentially. So
because he has money, I'm assuming, from selling it.
I don't know if he's like super rich or anything like that. I'm sure this is probably the main thing he does, but it's not like super funded. He says that the team has never been bigger than 8 people, so it's not a
Yeah.
lot of
Well, I just
people.
meant he's calling it a passion project, meaning even if he doesn't make money. Like, who's that one rich dude that makes Avatar? James
James
Cameron?
Cameron, yeah.
Like, he just, like, is super rich and just does stuff for fun.
Yeah, similarly, I mean, obviously not to the same scale,
Oh,
but
yeah.
no, I was going to say similarly, the creator of or I think he is the main guy. So there's a Kickstarter for an MMO called Ashes of Creation.
Hmm.
It's like one of the most successful startups or kickstarts ever. It's like they made like $40 million and stuff like that. But the thing is, I guess the guy that created it, I don't know a ton about it. I think his name's Steven. He's like, him and his husband are like multi-millionaires, like
So they had
many.
no reason not to crowdfund this.
Well, yes, but no. He's all like, that just allows us to do more things. But he even said from the beginning, he's like, regardless of how much we get funded for this game, it is fully funded by me to begin with.
Okay.
So obviously not to the same extent, but that's kind of what it seems like here
Hmm.
for Brighter Shores.
Interesting.
That being said, I don't know why you mentioned this earlier. I don't know why, but people seem to have the weird misconception that this game was supposed to be at all related to RuneScape in any way, and it is not.
It's a completely different game.
It is,
Just happens to be the same guy who 20 years ago made RuneScape.
yeah, like I would barely even classify it as an MMORPG. It is way more regular RPG in my opinion.
It's very early access, though, right?
Extremely early
So it could
access.
change.
Yeah, so there's clearly a lot of stuff that that's going to be changed, and Andrew even said so himself. That being said, It is. I think it's currently at mixed on Steam with like a 60% positive rating, 40 obviously 40% negative rating.
What's a bummer is knowing that some of those bad ratings might be people just comparing it to RuneScape.
Absolutely.
That's
And there are some that
frustrating.
obviously I saw some that it's like thumbs down. It shows that they've played for like 2 hours and they're all like game's trash, and that's like all they get.
Oh,
The game is free if you want to check it out. It's Brighter Shores. It's in
yeah.
early access on Steam. You can check it out for free. Obviously, there is a subscription model extremely similar to RuneScape, but it's only I think like $6 or something like that. So if you want to pay for it, you can. It gives you more content to go further in the game, but it's really difficult to explain how the game works unless you've played a game like the old Link games,
Zelda?
Zelda games.
It's like Link?
Well, I mean, there's like, yeah, never mind. But yeah, games like that where it's like I said, to me, it feels much more RPG, like role playing game, like those old things where you're like exploring towns and stuff like that, and killing mobs here and there, and then doing missions and quests. It feels much more like that than like an MMO. So I wouldn't go into it thinking about the game as an MMO because the game is sectioned off similarly. They call it like a room
Hmm.
architecture, I guess, is what they would call it. And so essentially, each part of the game is segmented into rooms. So there is combat and stuff like that. One weird thing is the game is split up into acts, and when you go into a different act, you lose. Well, you don't lose all your progress, but your progress gets reset because you get introduced to an entire new set of progress. So it feels
I
like,
don't love that.
yeah, a lot of people had a really big problem with that. So essentially, it would be like, for instance, you know how like in RuneScape all the skills are set up into like three columns.
Hmm.
It'd be the same as like if in the first half of the game, or
You do the one
in the
column.
first third of the game you get the first column, and then the second third of the game you don't lose the first, you just only have access to the second.
Yeah. So,
So
but you
that's
can't utilize it at all.
exactly.
So it's frozen.
Yeah, so
Mm.
my main problem and a lot of people's main problem is like I'm kind of wondering like why would I even spend time progressing those original skills if they don't matter going
I
forward.
wonder if that like later on, you get
Exactly.
them all.
Like I feel like I'm only seeing like half of the picture currently.
Yeah, because it is still really early.
Yeah. And I mean it's clearly unfinished,
Hmm.
but I think that he might have been shooting himself in the foot by releasing it this early because like I said, it there are some games where early access is fine because you can, even though the picture is pixelated, you can see the whole thing.
Yeah.
You can imagine the whole thing. But as it stands now, it's kind of like half the picture's loaded. I don't know what's on the other half.
Yeah.
So it's kind of difficult to get into and like rate, but I would recommend spending time on it if you have some free time. It is a free game, like I said. So if you have like an hour or two to get a feel for it, you'll very quickly know if you don't like it or not.
Would you play it again?
Yeah, if I had more time, yeah, but
Okay.
it's definitely like having played it, I played it for like an hour. I probably wouldn't spend more time with it until more is done
Yeah.
or if I had more time.
You'd rather just play a game that you already played, like RuneScape.
Yeah, I would rather
Hmm.
play whatever game I'm currently playing. I'd rather just spend more time doing that instead.
Potatoes.
Yeah, it's
What was,
not worth taking away from another game I play.
what was the game you were playing this weekend? He was playing an idle game.
There's like an idle potato game.
What is it called?
I forgot. It's
These potato. He's just like a scrawny farmer. These potatoes are just running him
Yeah,
down.
it has tens of thousands of positive reviews. It's like
So
overwhelmingly
weird.
positive. It's an idle potato game. You'll know it.
Yeah, we like went out for the day and came back. He was like, "How are my potatoes?"
Yeah, it's free on Steam. Yeah, that game's weird.
Not as
But
good as Leaf Blower Revolution.
Leaf or
Whoa,
yeah.
whoa, whoa, whoa.
But that's it. I mainly just like played that, thought it was interesting, recommend it because it is free, so it's hard not to recommend something free.
Yeah, right.
But that's mostly it. Like I said, I didn't play any RuneScape, anything like that. So yeah, that's about it.
Cool. Well, we could go into the first update this week then. The first ever comic series and new novel are out now. So
Yeah, I feel like we've talked about this forever, but all of
we
that
haven't
was
talked about the
just
novel in a second.
all the what I was gonna say is like even though we've talked about it a million times, that was all just the pre-order stuff.
Hmm. So it's finally out. New novel. This is RuneScape: The Fall of Hallowvale, written by Robbie McNiven. Niven. Um, All right, let me do
It's Macnevin.
Macnevin.
I have no idea.
Do you want to do a dramatic reading of this, or should I?
I want to see how you do dramatic
The
readings.
city of Halliwell has stood. Oh, I sound goofy. Has stood for centuries.
Oh,
Why do I sound dumb? I should do an English accent.
wow, you're not kind to yourself.
A, a rim of light,
Okay, a
safeguarded.
realm of light.
A realm of light, safeguarded by wing protectors and the mystical Everlight. But all that will soon change. As the millennials spanning God Wars grind towards their brutal conclusion, the armies of darkness descend upon the shining city. Vampires, werewolves, and legions of cruel mortal warriors, led by the cunning and malicious Lord Draken. The streets are filled with panic, but Queen Ephraite remains confident. Surely Saradomin, Lord of the Light, will save them? Their military will delay the foe until he arrives. The Queen has a secret weapon at her disposal, and if all else fails, surely the glow of the Everlight will stave off the blood-drinking Vire? Can the knightly warriors defending Halliwell stand firm, or will they be undone not by the wicked efforts of their foe, but by the faltering reign of their queen, Ephraite? And why has Draken become obsessed with claiming Halliwell for himself? Faced with desperate choices, the queen adopts a risky strategy to turn the tide. Her choices will echo for eternity as the fate of Halliwell teeters on the brink. Bah, bah,
Wow.
bah. To be continued.
I liked how in both times that you said Eferite, you changed how you pronounced it.
I was trying so hard to be like, don't pause, just send it. Just send it.
Also,
I thought I said the same.
I'm not sure, but I think you might have done the same for Draken. But
Draken,
dude, random thing that
I should be a voice actor.
found out is
That's what you're gonna say?
I was gonna make a joke about that, but no. um, is you know I think it's the Duke.
Mm-hmm.
You know the guy
Succulus.
no, in real life, the Duke that took over for the Queen.
You mean Prince Charles?
Oh, he's a prince. Okay, that one. I guess he's related to.
Duke Succulus, I could see it.
No, he's related by like several like generations of lineage to the lord that Dracula was modeled after.
I could see that. They're blood sucking.
I was like, that's so weird.
Real.
Also, I thought it was kind of a travesty that I didn't even realize that Eferite was a queen and that her ring is one of the most useless items in the game.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like she really let down her town. I'm not surprised.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the ring is a
She's
good
like, God will
symbol.
save me, right?
No, Jod will not
Girl,
do that.
no. I mean, maybe. I don't know. I didn't read the book. That is out now, though, if you guys want to go and buy it. This is following the RuneScape Gift of Gothics book that was published earlier this year.
Yeah, and there
Game
should
of
be one more.
Yeah, I think there's going to be a trilogy.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if they're all related, like, directly. I think they're just all in the same world.
Yeah, and if you want to get your hands on a copy, then you can buy it just like anywhere in the world, essentially. It's like $20 US. So
I would read it.
it's funny because it's like almost $20 US or Canadian, but it's like £10.
But that's equal to about $20.
It's not 2 to 1.
Highlight it. Highlight it. If you highlight it, it'll translate. No, you have to highlight the pound sign.
Oh, you have to highlight the pound sign. It automatically translates.
Wait.
Oh, yeah, $12.
We're moving to the UK.
Yeah, okay. You're like, it's the same. I'm like, there's no way that the pound
same.
is 2 times as much as the dollar.
It's not the same. That's bull.
No, so they're selling it for the equivalent of $12.80 for everyone else that doesn't live in the US.
$6 less.
Yeah, $6 less.
That's a scam.
Not a huge amount, but I mean, percentage-wise, kind of.
Yeah, it's like a third of the price.
Anyways, yeah, you can buy it. It's 400 pages, so not a huge book.
Exactly.
But yeah, it has tales of Lord Draken and the struggles at Hollowvale. So
Cool.
yeah, pretty cool. And I think you could just buy it in stores. I don't know if they have it like everywhere.
They just say to learn more about how to get your hands on a copy, click this link. But then it's the link that just shows the prices. So
Yeah.
I don't know if it'll be at Barnes and Noble. It will.
Oh, it will be. So you can
At least the website.
in the U.S. in North America, you can buy it in Amazon or Barnes and Noble, which is the retailer, And then everywhere else in the world, you can buy it from Forbidden Planet, which definitely sounds like a
A sex toy website.
yes, absolutely.
100%.
Or if you're from Australia, and if you're an OCE, you can buy it from Mighty Ape. I would not expect any other country to have a bookstore called Mighty Ape except for
I
Australia
could see that. And Booktopia.
and Booktopia. But yeah, that's it. We also have the comic books, obviously, that we mentioned a million times before, but they're actually out. It
The
says,
first issue.
yeah, the first issue. Yeah, we've talked about
Woo!
this a million times. This is the one that actually had a lot of the really long-term pre-orders.
Yeah.
So this is issue number 1, RuneScape: Untold Tales of the God Wars. So both of these books are about the God Wars, actually. So that's kind of
Yeah.
interesting.
We're getting a
And
lot of God stuff.
yeah, this is a 4-part series. It looks cool. I mean, it's the
I
same
love the art.
same stuff. If you've seen the art before, it's the same thing. And yeah, there's a bunch of different types of covers that you can get with them. It's kind of like RNG.
Yeah. You might be able to choose. I don't know.
Yeah, they're extremely cheap, and you can get them from like Amazon and stuff like that. Yeah,
Yeah, they
so
look really cool.
if you're a comic
Wow, I
person,
love that one with the skull. That looks sick.
yep, that's it. We can move on to the PvP stuff. Interesting as ever.
Okay. So earlier this year, we introduced and pulled Rathma, a wilderness world boss. If you haven't been living in a barren and hostile wasteland yourself, then you'll know that the polling results and FOP discussion told us that he would not be worming his way into the game anytime soon, into our hearts.
It was one of the largest downvoted votes in an extremely long time.
I do feel bad for the mod who came up with that. So following the Q&A that we had back in September, you may be wondering, what's going on with Rathma?
No one's wondering that.
I've wondered every once in a while. They have decided not to move forward with Rathma or Sandma, his desert cousin, for the time being.
Thank goodness.
We'd still like to capture the excitement Deadman breaches in the main game, but for now we'd like to focus on improving our existing PvP activities. We have a few ideas in mind already, but before we get into those, we'd like to hear your thoughts.
And I am going to call out that obviously I am a hater.
Yes.
But that being said, they were going to go ahead and re-poll Rathma, even though it failed so horrendously, until people were like, why are you going to do that? We clearly don't want it. So I'm glad to see that they actually were like, oh, they really don't want this. Maybe we shouldn't do it.
Finally, they're realizing what we want.
Yeah, maybe not.
Well, I mean, they don't really know because they're having a survey. Also, sorry, I got distracted for a second. My sister just texted and reminded me it might be my brother's birthday.
It might be.
I don't know.
Who knows?
I'll have to figure that out after. Anyway, so 2024 PvP survey. We'd like to get a clear sense of where you stand on the PvP and wilderness ecosystem, so we put together a survey similar to the one we released 3 years ago. The aim of the survey is to hear directly from you on the kind of PvP content you engage with, your understanding of PvP mechanics, and your reasons for engaging or not engaging content. So everything about PvP.
Yeah.
In the last few years, we've seen a number of PvP-focused updates, but the emotional nature of feedback for this content can make it difficult for us to get a clear picture of what we can do to support and grow the PvP community. By emotional, do they mean people going like crazy?
Yeah, I don't know.
Emotional
would
is a
guess?
bold word to use there. They do go on to say though, like PvP is still used every day and stuff, and like we have like Deadman All-Stars, that event, other PvP tournaments. Like people still interact with it, but they just don't know why more people don't interact with it. So they're having a survey.
Yeah, it's funny because I don't think there's an issue with PvP in general. Like if you look at Deadman All-Stars, PvP tournaments,
People
all the
just-
things they mention, LMS, which they don't mention.
People just don't want to risk their regular account and stuff that they have.
Okay, so
Is what I think.
you just nailed it on the head because all of the things they mention are fine in general. The thing that they haven't mentioned thus far, which I'm sure they probably will, is the wilderness,
Yes.
obviously. And
Yeah, because no one wants to lose stuff that you spent like forever grinding for in game.
yeah,
Deadman's different because it's temporary.
we'll continue with the rest of this because I actually didn't read this. I don't know where they go with this, but it's interesting how they kind of seemingly purposely left out the wilderness.
Yeah, I think that just kind of goes, in my mind, it goes automatically with it. They do mention the wilderness a little bit though.
Yeah.
They do have a survey. They said it takes about 15 minutes to spare because there's a lot of questions if you want to go take that. And
It's built into the website as well.
yes. In the meantime, there are some PvP quality of life changes. It says that these are expected to go live by the end of the year. So we could go through some of these real quick.
Sure. Yeah, like you said, they've already started on a list with recent improvements and matchmaking to the PvP arena. So if you haven't already, you can try that. That should be in the game already.
Mm-hmm.
And in terms of more quality of life changes, here what's coming in the next few weeks. They don't give a date,
You
but
go back and forth.
in the next few weeks. Yep. So they say that they are hoping to allow players to use blighted items in the Ferox Enclave and the Mage Bank.
Allow players to delete a loot key if it's worth more than 30,000 gold, and the limit has been increased to 1 mil.
I don't know why they wouldn't allow you to delete like a 700 mil key.
Because no, because before if it was worth more than 30k, you couldn't delete it. Right? Is my impression.
Uh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
So
yeah.
that means if I dropped barely anything and someone got a key, they have to go run back to Ferox to turn it in.
I don't know. No, because it's
That's
saying
not reading
allows
it.
players to delete a loot key if it's worth more than 30k. So I don't know
I
what
think
it used to be.
I think that meant if you had less than 30k, you're allowed to delete it. But if someone just dropped a bunch of food and brews and it was worth 30k, you had to go back and turn in the key. So it's just to
Okay.
save people time.
Yeah, I was like, the thing is, I understand the lower limit. Like, if they
Mm-hmm.
drop like 10 things that's worth like 5k or whatever, then I mean, you would want to delete that. But like, I don't know why there's an upper limit of 1 million.
Yeah, maybe so that no one will say, I actually deleted the key, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, I guess so. They also say that they want to make the loot from Laren's big and small chest and the muddy chest go straight to your looting bag if the loot bag is open.
As it should. In the Bounty Hunter worlds where the PJ timer is shorter, removing the anti-boxing mechanic that allows players to PJ you after hitting multiple zeros in combat against an NPC.
Okay.
And have fun reading this next one.
Yeah, so they fixed an unusual interaction across single and multi combat borders. So, assuming player A and B are in multi and player C is in singles. If player A and B are fighting in multi, and then player C can happily attack A from the single combat zone. So, they're saying that
Oh.
player C is not even in multi, and as they see it, technically they're not because they're fighting one person, even though that person is in
That
multi.
person's being ganged up on and they can't do anything.
Yeah, so technically
Oh.
player A is getting attacked by B and C appropriately, but from different combat zones. So they're saying that if player A tries to attack player C, they'll be able to, but they'll receive a message reading, I'm already under attack, meaning that player A will have to repeatedly click player C to attack them.
We do plan to remove the I'm already under attack message and allow player A to hit player C without interruption rather than needing to spam click. So I'm assuming that's a weird technical thing that they can't do immediately.
I guess so. I think
Yeah.
they should. I mean, obviously, I don't know the implications of what I'm about to say, but just as an outsider thinking about common sense, I think they should just make it so you cannot interact with multi unless you're in multi.
I would like that as well.
Like
That
that
makes
doesn't
sense.
make any sense why you're even allowed to participate in multi. Like you should have
From a safe spot in single combat.
a check value.
Yeah.
It's like obviously I don't know their code. You should just have a check value that if someone is in singles and they go to attack someone that is in multi in combat with someone in PvP, it shouldn't allow that to happen. It just doesn't make sense, but whatever.
I agree.
But
Wait,
anyways.
the next paragraph was interesting.
Oh, okay. So this is from a content creator, Hebox Jung, which is which is the current, as far as I
I
understand,
thought it was
record
Younga,
holder.
like Dutch.
Hebox Jung. I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know. But they say that they have a proposed wilderness resource area overhaul.
Do you remember that?
Kind of.
I think it was in the game jam last year.
Yeah. So for anyone that doesn't know, this content creator holds, I think, the current record for the fastest character from 1 to max.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, that's cool.
So this area overhaul is in the backlog as something we'd like to love, or we'd love to explore.
We'd like to love, but unfortunately we hate it.
We don't plan to surface it formally unless it aligns with the results of the survey, but this would be a significant project for the team to undertake, so they want to
Yeah.
make certain that they actually like it.
They talked about before, and it's basically like, the thing I saw before was a picture. This is a video, but it'd just be like crazy changing the wilderness, like completely redone. And if it's what I'm thinking of, also like making more of a deep wildy area. Yeah. So like adding more up there.
Yeah,
I'm showing him pictures.
this
Sorry.
is it would change the deep worldy, the 50 plus area in the high resource area.
But yeah, we have to see what people think before we get that.
Yeah, so if anyone is interested in that to begin with, then they'll proceed with actually doing ideas based around it. But as it stands, they're just like telling you that's what they want to do.
I've wondered about it, so that makes sense. Moving on to upcoming bounty hunter changes. Since bounty hunter is effectively its own little world, it gives us a chance to tweak things more easily and
Iterate.
iterate on what works and what doesn't. We gathered a lot of feedback over the last year and believe it's high time to shake things up. So let's kick it off with changes to bounty hunter exclusive gear. We're not going to read this list. Look, scroll down.
No,
Look how long this is.
no, we're not.
So many things have changed.
Yeah, trust me, I'm not. I'm not super prejudiced against this game type, but almost zero people play this game mode. Let's
Which
be
sucks
honest.
because I do really want the ornament kits sometime.
Yeah, like
But I don't know how I'm ever going to get them.
the amount of people competing in the bounty hunter worlds, the only people they're competing with population wise are the speedrunners. It is not a lot of people that play this, but it does get surges whenever there are changes like this. So if you like bounty hunter, you should probably go play it right now, because I'm sure there's more people than normal playing right this second.
There might be more after this update.
Maybe.
And then, do they? I don't think they said. I think it's just in a few weeks too.
Yeah.
Before the end of the year.
They say that they are changing essentially a ton of stuff. Nothing in this list has any impact on the wider game, so don't start asking if you should bring your D-Mace on Slayer tasks.
Yeah.
But that being said, they are changing almost seemingly everything from
every bounty hunter item, it seems like.
Yeah, the
because
dark.
they all have the bounty hunter versions.
Yeah, they all have the BH after it. So
Yeah.
like the dark bow, all the dragon items, Morrigan's items, all the Vestas, Zuriels.
It is
all
a
of
very extensive list.
It's around like 20 plus to 30 changes for all of these things, from anywhere to just increased magic bonuses to like increasing or decreasing the defenses of certain items. So if you are a bounty hunter, or if you just plan on playing like this weekend or something, maybe check this out.
Yeah. Ultimately, these changes aim to reduce the more extreme imbalances between builds, while making the less appealing unlocks a bit more interesting. As always, they will be keeping an eye if they need to make any changes on this. They also, though, are changing the charge cost to accurately more. What if I knew how to read?
Yeah, that'd be crazy.
That'd be so crazy.
So they're going to
Please take over.
change the charge cost to more accurately reflect the strength and popularity of certain gear. This should open up new options for players who aren't quite ready to risk a whopping 50 mil. While it's fine for the likes of the Vesta Longsword BH to be expensive to use, it's difficult to justify the same cost for other weapons, so we'll make the following changes. So the Vesta Spear, all of these are the BH variants, is going to be 5 mil. Stadius is going to be 10. Morgan's Throwing Axe is going to be 5. Morgan's Javelin is going to be 10. And Zuriel Staff will be 5. So all of these are much cheaper than they previously were.
And you will get an in-game message if you are due for a refund.
Yeah.
If you already bought stuff.
But also, they have some system changes.
More bounty hunter.
Yeah, this is more bounty hunter stuff. This essentially is it making it
No, I thought this.
better?
Okay, let me read the first one. It's interesting.
Okay.
So they're saying meta shakeups. That's the vibe here.
Meta shake.
The first of these changes will be to prevent players from bringing Phoenix necklaces into the crater. So the Phoenix necklace is fantastic to help stave off death in multi-combat PvP, but can lead to somewhat anti-fun play patterns in the 1v1 honor PvP that occurs inside Bounty Hunter. Using correctly, they're able to make players in lower brackets especially effectively immortal if your opponent doesn't have an extremely high-hitting weapon and a dash of bonkers RNG.
Yeah, for anyone that doesn't know, the way Phoenix necklaces work is essentially if you get below like 30%, it's a high percent, like
It's like
30.
Redemption, but as a necklace, right?
Yeah, it's like 30% HP. So unless someone takes you from 33 plus health to 0 in one hit, you will get away.
Which they're probably not going to have in the Bounty Hunter world.
Even if they do, you'd still have to get pretty lucky.
Yeah. We're also doubling the rate at which players gain EP when they have a target and a minimum risk of 50,000 gold. This might change if the number of people inside the crater starts to pick up, but this change serves as a boost for players in the brackets who don't spend a whole lot of time finding their targets and need to look for rogue combat if they want fair matches. As long as you have a target, you'll gain 2% EP per minute, up from 1%, 100% increase. This won't drastically increase your reward output, but we have high confidence in our anti-griefing systems. And reminder, we have zero tolerance for boosting in Bounty Hunter worlds. If you break the rules, you will get banned.
Wow, surely no one's doing
Why
that.
do they make this one so serious, but other ones they don't? Oh,
Yeah.
because gambling, I guess?
You can still have the most heinous references as your character name, but
Yeah.
God forbid you do a little bit of boosting.
I don't.
Also,
Needs to order their priorities.
talking about meta shakeup reminded me of one of the most, like, in my opinion, I always thought it was extremely weird.
Okay.
But do you remember when, like, everyone was going viral with the Harlem Shake?
Ew, stop. I never did it, but yes, I do.
Yeah, that was cringe. Jesus.
Let's forget that.
Yeah.
Did you ever do it?
No, 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 no.
I wanted to, I think, but I never did because I didn't have friends.
No.
So I
Yeah.
wasn't going to do that alone.
Definitely not doing that. But anyways, so they did you talk about the changes to the risk and stuff like that or no?
Yeah, so on the UI front is where you could start.
Okay, well, no, because this is the risk part.
Oh, yeah, no, yeah.
So they're bringing back the iconic bounty hunter skull to reflect players' risk inside the crater. So as a result, we'll be disabling trading inside the crater to prevent players swapping risk before starting a fight.
That's dumb.
What a
Oh,
crazy,
wow.
what a crazy move. But for anyone that isn't familiar with how the skull system work, it's just the more extravagant the skull above you is, the more obvious it is you're worth killing.
They're letting people know if you're a good target.
Yeah, so 200k risk is a bronze skull, up to 800k is a silver skull, up to 2 million GP is a green skull, up to 8 million GP is a blue skull, and if you have more than 8 million, then it's a red skull.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah, and so these are obviously ranges in between all of those things for
Yes.
each particular skull. But there's one final thing that they're changing, which is the supply crates.
Yes, not to be confused with the bounty crates. Supply crates are something you'll be able to put together in the lobby by stuffing 8 blighted manta rays or anglerfish, 1 blighted superstore, 2 blighted karambwans, and 1,000 gold into a crate. You can use noted items to make a bunch of crates, but you'll only be able to bring 2 into the crater with you, and this basically is just like a little care package to extend your fight.
Yeah, so if you're running out or if both of you get really low or something and you need more supplies, then you got it.
Yeah, make it a little bit more fun, hopefully, for people.
Yeah, because obviously without this, it kind of is just all like, oh, we both have pretty much the same setup. You know, let's pretend we both have like 20 food, a couple restores, and we're just sitting there and hopefully someone gets KO'd. But,
Yeah,
obviously, if you have one of these and your opponent doesn't, then you pretty much just win.
true, unless they run away.
Yeah.
Like little babies, which is what everyone did when I tried Bounty Hunter.
Yeah, exactly. And that's honor
Anyway.
PKing for you.
Yeah, so that's the Bounty Hunter updates. Very cool. We're excited to see you get hands on with these changes and improvements later this year. So soon, TM.
Soon. TM.
Want to wrap up? Want to
Sure.
wrap it up?
Sure. We'll wrap everything up.
Good.
So they do say that.
Why is Jagex trying to kick me off the website in 15 minutes? That's crazy. I've never seen that.
Yeah, they're trying to save server bandwidth. I guess.
Weird.
So just what we're talking about is if you stay on a Jagex website for
I've never had
longer
that.
than like 30 minutes, it tells you they're all like, oh, we're gonna close out your session because no one reads for 30 minutes.
That's never happened to me because we keep it open. We've kept it on for like an hour.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's so bizarre.
So they say that to summarize, Rathmal is heading back underground forever.
No
but
Rathmal.
You've got loads of PvP, quality of life, and bounty hunter improvements coming your way. Most importantly, we've got a massive survey for you to fill out. So once again, fill out the survey.
Yeah.
That's
Go do
pretty
that.
much it.
There was a funny post that you saw on Reddit that we enjoyed
Yeah,
regarding
I
PvP.
mostly thought it was interesting because this is not.
Now the questions you think they should be asking.
These really aren't big quality of life changes.
I mean, I don't go to the wilderness. I think that the blighted items and the blighted items will be good to use at Ferox Enclave.
Yeah.
And then the items that you're looting going straight into your looting bag just makes sense. So
Yeah.
fine.
I mean, I
They're
guess
not
they
crazy,
make sense.
though.
The thing is, like, you'd expect maybe that over the next like 3 months they'd have a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
And it's funny because I hadn't read this entire post until today, but I had seen that people were making a lot of posts that got really popular about PvP and about how little Jagex understands the pain points of wilderness PvP currently.
Yeah.
So the post that Michelle was referencing
We
is,
obviously are not going to read all of this.
we're not going to read the whole thing. It is very long, but it did get a significant amount of traction,
I
much more than I think anyone ever would have
we
considered.
could really just read the title, and I feel like that's enough.
Yeah, they do have a summary at the end, which we will read. This was made by the
We'll
user. What?
read the top two, because otherwise the summary just seems like
Well, obviously, I'm going to read the whole
oh.
thing. I just wanted to say that this has nearly 4,000 upvotes and over 1,000 comments.
And
So,
7 diamonds, whatever that means. I
yeah.
don't use Reddit.
Anyways, this was made by It's Brian IRL over
It's a
on the
good name.
subreddit, and the name of the post is Jagex needs to start asking, quote unquote, what's stopping players from engaging in the wilderness instead of how can we draw players to the wilderness?
Which you've complained about so much is that it's like they're just baiting you in.
Yeah, and they finish off by saying, and this is in their title, their mindset approach is backwards and needs to change. So they have suggestions on how to improve PvP and the wilderness.
Mm-hmm.
And it is an incredibly extensive post with pictures, many
A
examples.
lot of thought went into this. I could see Wraith doing this.
Yeah, this is it's a very, very thorough and well written thesis essentially on how they would improve PvP. But that being said, did you want to summarize
Yeah,
it
the
for everyone?
summary. So considerably reduce freeze stun timers. I've been experiencing that a lot going to the wilderness recently. I'm like, I feel like I've been frozen for 5 hours.
Oh yeah,
Increase items kept on death limit when not scold. Do a better job explaining why Jagex would like to make certain mechanics, gear, PvP exclusive, and consult with community first before implementing, not just PvPers. Reevaluate current gear differences and aim to make them universal effects. And update UI within PvP so it matches the rest of the game. That one is referencing the spellbook. Remember, they made the icons oversized,
yeah,
unless you're in the wilderness, in which case they're back to normal sizes. It's really strange.
yeah, yeah.
But yeah.
Um, yeah. So it's kind of weird. I mean, I do agree with some of the summary, but I honestly still think after years and years of playing and seeing all these posts come and go from time to time, that there is just a fundamental issue with the wilderness in that you do not have two PvPers fighting each other 90+% of the time.
Yeah, just one person who happens to be doing bosses or clues and then a PvPer.
Yeah. The thing is, like, it's a game of cat and mouse, so it's not going to be interesting for one of the parties or both at the end of the day because one isn't getting a good fight and the other one doesn't want to fight at all. So I don't know if this is.
Again, I don't know what they could change, but
Yeah, I was thinking about this at work randomly the other day, and I don't know if this would be the solution. And obviously, because this is PvP, this is probably dumb to like 80% of people or something like that, because that's just how all suggestions for PvP seem to be. But I was thinking they could do something similar to like how it is in, because the goal is to make it so people are on an even understanding of what's
Yeah.
happening. Because as it stands, you're going there to do PVM stuff, and someone else is going there to do PvP stuff. It's never going to line up. So you need to somehow align that.
I
And
wonder how often PvPers actually run in, other than, it must be only Rev Caves, right?
yeah, it's probably just Rev Caves or people looking to anti.
Yeah. I feel like it's all PKing that I know people that do is just anti-PKing. None of them are actually PKers. They'll just do it because they have to.
Yeah, exactly. And it's tomorrow.
Yep, sorry. We just cut that out.
Bit of an abrupt stop because
Yeah.
I kind of
Went off the rails.
no, I mean I just talked about the system a little bit too long. Essentially, I just was saying that they need to incentivize a way for people to do PvP against PvPers.
Can you explain that in a way that would take 9 minutes?
Yeah, I could apparently, but yeah, it's just systems like that. That if you've played Black Desert, I'm not going to expound on it, but there's like a
It
karma.
wasn't bad, but
Yeah.
he very expounded on it.
Yeah, there's
And
like a
decided he wanted to redo it.
there's like a karma system that makes it so like if you're a good guy being attacked by like a bad guy, then
If you're a bad boy.
then yeah, there's like consequences essentially because like as it is now in RuneScape, there's no consequences. So that's mostly what I
I
was
think you
saying.
get scolded.
Which I mean isn't really a big deal if you just take like no value
It's funny because I see a little gold and I don't think, oh, I want to get them. I think
Yeah.
I'm running. I'm scared.
No one thinks, oh, I'm gonna go kill that person
Hmm.
because specifically because they're skulled.
Yeah.
Like it's not a big deal.
Well, Robert wants is for us to all gang up on and bully PKers.
No. But yes, no. There wasn't. I don't have any updates. Do you have any
No,
updates?
I have no updates. I was just wondering if you're going to expand more on that.
No, it was really just that they just need to incentivize it in a way that makes sense.
And from my point of view, I have no idea what they could do. So I'm interested to see what the survey
Yeah,
says.
let us know how you would improve the wilderness
That is such a hard question.
and do it in one sentence.
Oh, come on. Just the longest run on sentence.
Nope, one sentence, succinct.
Okay.
Anyways, though, there was a little bit of an update for a few things, not just on the game, but there
Okay.
actually was an interesting
Oh, I
thing
was
that
going to say,
happened.
these are kind of big.
No, there actually was a little bit of an overnight update for RuneScape, as well as a few other things that
There's
we've
an
already
overnight
mentioned.
update?
Yeah.
I didn't see a blog post.
Well, it's
It's
fine. I'll tell you
tiny.
in a second. But anyways, there was a little bit of an update for Brighter Shores, the game that we mentioned earlier from Andrew Gower. A lot of people were complaining about a lack of like hotkeys. So like you couldn't press like 1, 2, 3 to get through like things. You just had to click everywhere, which made it a little clunky playing.
Yeah.
Um, he's already added a bunch more, literally overnight. So that was kind of nice. And also, like something that I actually mentioned is like me as well as a lot of other people thought you kind of like lost your skills. Um,
You don't?
you don't, and it
Yeah.
actually reflects that next to your name. Like essentially, it'd be the same as walking around in RuneScape with like your total level next to your name.
Okay.
So that's just to like reflect that you don't actually lose those skills. You don't have them
So
currently.
before you get upset about him lying earlier, we misunderstood.
No, yeah. I mean,
Whoops.
no, I think I originally said like I don't think you lose them. You just
They're like
are
frozen.
only allowed to use certain skills at a
Yeah,
different
something like
time.
that.
So
I've been
those
seeing
two
a
things
lot
were
more
fixed.
positive reviews about the game.
Yeah, I think initially people were kind of shocked that it wasn't,
RuneScape.
RuneScape 2 or something like that. And so maybe hopefully people that are not RuneScape players, like just people that are organically finding the game are going to leave better reviews
Yeah.
because
I've seen some like stuff on I don't know if they're not tweets on Blue Sky, but people who like it or
yeah,
that play
I
RuneScape.
know I definitely know people like it. I mean, people
Yeah.
are still playing it, still streaming and stuff like that too. So it's definitely got content, so that's cool. I just again, I my main problem is like I don't know to what end why I would train skills.
Yeah.
But that's it.
Maybe it just hasn't been revealed yet. Because you
Yeah.
could say the same thing with RuneScape.
Yeah, I guess so. Well, no, because there's raids and stuff at the end. Like, there's a reason to level up. There's no like
But
bosses in
that's
the game.
yeah, but there might be later.
Exactly. So like
Yeah.
as it is, I don't have a reason. Also, a big overnight thing for RuneScape
Hmm.
is the reason it's not
They
an
finally
update.
added bestiality to the game.
What?
I don't know.
Why would you say that?
Wasn't that one of the suggested skills?
Yo, okay.
Bestiary.
So, anyways, there was a significant bug that was occurring overnight, seemingly. So people found that apparently the Dazana's quiver bug. This deleted a lot of people's ammo.
That's super annoying.
So the issue was that Dazana's quiver, for anyone that doesn't know, has two ammunition slots, 1 and 2, and you can swap between them very easily. And if you had, let's say, like 100 diamond bolts, in the top one that you swap to whenever you wanted a diamond proc or a ruby proc, for instance. So you're not going to keep a lot of those. And then maybe in the other one, the other ammo slot, it's all your dragon arrows for your T-bow. Well, let's say you had like 100,000 dragon arrows and then you swapped to the like 100 ruby bolts or something like that. It would just delete all of your dragon arrows.
I see that now. It has been hotfixed and they're working on returning the items.
Yeah, so
But
it
that's very frustrating.
yeah, like if you've lost your items and they're still currently lost, and I wouldn't hold my breath on getting them
If you're
back.
an iron, imagine you bring all of it.
Yeah.
I hope that you guys get it back. If any of
Yeah.
you guys had this happen,
Yeah, it would just delete
that is
entire
so
stacks.
rough. Oh my
So,
gosh.
um, unfortunate for you can see Kirby, the streamer. It happened to him on stream. He lost like
Really?
I think he lost like a couple. I think it was like over 10,000 arrows. I think they were dragon arrows or something like that. But
That's so brutal.
yeah, unfortunate. That was the only thing that happened overnight that I thought I wanted to bring up.
Yeah, we can move on to the update though.
Yeah, this is the rest of the actual update for the Curse of Arrav
Yes, and mobile anniversary.
and mobile anniversary.
Should we do the hotfixes before or after the update?
Um, honestly, I kind of want to skip the hot fixes mostly because all of the hot fixes that I see, well, we can go over the cold fix
Okay.
ones because all the hot fixes I see are actually
They're already fixed.
all of the complaints I saw have been addressed.
So we'll do the cold fixes.
Yeah.
So first up, reports coming in regarding examine filter not affecting items within inventory, but only NPCs and in-world. That will be cold fixed.
The motherload mine sack is not properly updating whenever you put stuff into it. It's stuck at 0.
Menu entry swapper is not working for some players. Currently, if you turn on NPC tags or tap to drop, this is on mobile by the way, you will not be able to see a menu entry swapper. Turn those features off for now, should have the menu entry swapper button visible.
Yeah, and they're also investigating. There's another issue with menu entry swapper where it isn't properly changing the walk here entry. So yeah, maybe wait on that.
Traps in Uzer Mastaba can put players in a wall. That's
Naturally.
definitely a new area.
Back to back players in the wall
I know,
updates.
I love those. My
And
wall locked iron.
yeah, there you go. The build option on construction hotspots cannot be reordered with menu entry swapper.
What? Wouldn't that be? We want that. Oh my god! I thought these were cold. I forgot these were cold fixes.
Yeah, these are cold fixes.
And I was like, why would they not give us that? Never mind.
No.
I'm silly. I forgot what we were talking about. And then one that's being investigated doesn't say cold fix or hot fix. When the quantity is set to anything aside from 1 in the bank, trying to reorder the options on any item with the bank open will result in the first option on the item to be grayed out.
Yeah, and for anyone that isn't sure what a cold fix is, it's a fix that goes into place once the servers restart.
So next week,
Yeah.
probably.
So
Or
all the other hot fixes, if you're worried about like plank make or the goading potion, all those have been fixed and hot fixed, so that's why we're not mentioning them. And I assume there's going to be continuously more and more cold fixes for
There
menu entry
always
swapper
is.
stuff because there's a lot of things you can do. For a lot of people don't realize, probably because they don't actually play on mobile, but they added a ton more functionality to the menu entry swapper on mobile than we currently have on RuneLight.
Oh.
So I'm sure there's going to be more
I've played on mobile a
problems.
few times, but it looks overwhelming, and I don't remember what the buttons look like because I just don't want to go read a blog post in the middle of the day.
Yeah.
So I just haven't messed with it.
For instance, on mobile, and all of these mobile things that we mentioned are available on the base game. So if you play on the Jagex launcher, for example, and you just play the base game, you'll also get these. Um, I'm pretty sure, right?
I don't know, to be honest. That's why I was like,
Actually,
Well, it says here
I'm
additional.
not sure because I know they started doing
I
that
think they mention it right here.
for the Steam stuff.
So they're talking about mobile. The new features such as menu entry swapper, additional mini menu improvements, and high scores are also available for the official client.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's not everything though.
Yeah. So it's the official client.
Okay.
I wasn't sure because remember
You said that and I was like,
originally they rolled out the non-Java client for Steam first, so I wasn't
This
sure.
is such a while ago.
Yeah, that was a long time ago. So I wasn't sure if they were still only doing the Steam is getting the official updates. But yeah, whatever is the official client also gets these. For instance, with the new menu entry swapper on the official client and for mobile, you can just straight up remove the cancel option.
Wow.
Like when you right click on something and there's like examine, investigate, attack, cancel, you can remove any of those.
That's cool.
Yeah. Which we currently don't have in RuneLight. Or
Yeah,
if we
it's
do,
just
I
reordering.
don't think so.
PSA. We read the little PSA.
Yeah, so they're saying that you should get the update pushed to your mobile device just naturally, but if not, then you might need to go to whatever app store you use and download it manually like normal.
Yes. I have a new phone now, so like it's not an issue.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
cool. Guess who else has a new phone?
Who?
The Curse of Arrav.
And he's calling me
And
right now to
he's
tell me about the new
calling. He's
quest.
calling. Yeah, so this is the brand new quest, the Curse of Arrav. Kind of like a surprise, kind of like I mentioned. I didn't expect it really,
The thing
but
that I only saw it mentioned on Twitter. We knew it was coming this year. We didn't
yeah.
know when. The thing is, I literally thought this was like a short baby quest, like a filler. It is a master level
Yeah, it's
quest.
kind of a big dog
I
quest.
was gonna go do it before we start the podcast, and I was like, oh, I don't have time to do this. This is a master level quest.
Yeah, so this is a continuation yet again of the Mahjarrat storyline, and it continues with a new quest.
Yes.
Uh,
And our camera's frozen if you're on YouTube. Don't mind that.
our camera is frozen.
I don't know how to fix it, man. Anyway, so over the past few years, we've been advancing the story with quests like DT2 and While Gothic Sleeps, and today sees another important step in the grand plan, the launch of the Curse of Arrav. Sorry, our faces look so stupid and keep just disappearing. In this remake of the 2009 quest, you'll embark on a journey to explore
Zamoragals.
Zamoragal's fortress stronghold, learning more about this mysterious Mahjarrat and uncovering his legendary beef with the hero Rav.
Yeah, he's got big beefies.
Mm-hmm.
But this
What's
is
the one lyric? Tell him I'm a vegetarian and I effing scared of him. No? Oh my god.
wow, that was really cool. We're keeping that in. To start the quest, head to the Oozer Oasis and speak to Elias White.
Ooh.
Yeah, so it's just right. It's directly south of the ruins of Oozer, which is funny because the Oozer Oasis could.
It's been there, hasn't it? It
Yeah,
has.
it's been there for a while. It's just funny because like I imagine the Oozer Oasis like is Oozer, and then the ruins of Oozer is right
I
there.
think
So
it's
it's
funny
like
it's right next to it. I'm like,
yeah,
you'd think you could just get rid of the ruins and just move to the oasis.
yeah. That's I was like okay. Anyways, you can talk to Elias White, and he'll get you started on the quest. And the requirements do require that you have, again, like Michelle said, a master. It's a master tier quest,
Mm-hmm.
so it's gonna have pretty high requirements. Defender of Varrock, Troll Romance are gonna be need to be
Like we said,
completed.
big requirements.
Well, 64 mining, 62 range, and 62 thieving, 61 agility, 58 strength, and 37 slayer with a recommended combat of at least 80.
These are weirdly lower than I would expect for a
It's
master.
pretty high for a master. You gotta
Maybe it's because I got those levels years ago. I
like
don't remember.
70 is like the highest in the game.
Oh,
So
you
I
know what?
mean,
That's a little high then.
it's not very
That
low.
that's a little high then.
With the rewards from this quest giving you 2 quest points, 40,000 mining, thieving, and agility with access.
What?
Whoa, I think I just died. With access to
It's like it stops
Zamoragal's
abruptly.
fortress.
This is interesting. I don't know if you read this part. Did you?
I did, yeah. So
Okay.
Zamoragal's fortress is going to give you access to big, beefy, speaking of armored zombies.
That's what they're called. Big, beefy, armored zombies.
Yeah, that is
Yeah.
what they're called. These have a higher chance to drop the zombie axe as well as a brand new item, the zombie helmet.
Yeah, so the zombie helmet requires 50 strength and 50 defense to equip. It sits between the Dwarven helmet and Inquisitor's Great Helm as a crush-focused head slot option. So I'll actually want this.
Will you?
Yeah, because sometimes I want crush stuff.
Yeah, like when?
Never mind. I can use my Slayer helm as that. Never mind.
Nice, that's cool.
Whatever.
But yeah, it does give you a 2 melee strength helmet. So if you don't have like a what's it called, the Fremnik helmet or whatever,
Yeah.
then you can use this. I guess it might be easier to get. I have no idea.
Just looking for crushing spiders.
Almost certainly not, but you could if you wanted to use this instead.
The zombie helmet will drop broken and must be repaired on anvil with level 70 smithing. Both the broken and fixed versions are tradable.
Yeah. Like they said, the defenses aren't really crazy and the attack bonuses also aren't really crazy, but it does give you 8 crush attack bonus, which is pretty high.
Yeah, there's really not that much crush stuff.
Yeah, there's not. Besides that, though, the Curse of Arrav is the third and final quest in the remake. For anyone that doesn't know, this is a remade quest that was already in the game a long time ago that they just redid for OSRS.
Yeah, now they're just going to make up their own quest for the finale.
Yeah, so this is the final remake for the Mahjarrat storyline, and if they go any further, it will be a custom quest. However, various changes have been made to ensure that the quest meets the standards of OSRS. So, like I said, they did customize this one a little bit to fit the game
Future plans.
a little bit more. So, hopefully, it's good. I haven't heard anything bad, so it probably is fine.
I haven't heard anything. I've also
I can't hear at all.
I just have been busy. Speaking of future plans, I was actually going to say that, but they said that too. By the way, do you see that?
What did they say too?
They just said on their first sentence, speaking of future plans. I was going to use that to segue,
Oh,
and they copied me.
wow. Speaking of future plans.
We wanted to take this opportunity to address some questions we've seen about the Mahjarrat storyline. Specifically, we want to elaborate on why we chose to remake some quests but not others. When we first
Because they're easy to do. They're right in front of
honestly,
us.
yeah. So they wanted the vibes to be nostalgic but also with a fresh take on things. The Mahjarrat storyline is known for beginning as several different plot threads that weave together in the conclusion. Did we read this? No, I just read this to myself at work.
Nice.
We want to retain this aspect and realize we could blend old and new by retaining some original plot threads while adding brand new ones. And it's all going to tie up in a neat bow at the end, is essentially what they're getting to. We made a conscious decision not to remake some of the quests, so that we had room to add new story elements. But you can see how we've woven in elements of the originals too. For example, when you're playing through the Curse of Arrav, you'll notice a few details that are borrowed from RuneScape's Missing My Mummy quest. Decided we're not going to get that. Sounds kind of cool.
No.
I thought it sounded cool.
I'm so done with all these desert quests. I feel like every other week there's a stupid desert quest.
As mentioned above, Curse of Arrav is the last of the Mahjarrat quest remakes. We're now firmly on the path towards an old school specific conclusion to the Mahjarrat storyline. We will not be remaking Ritual of the Mahjarrat. Instead, we have plans for 2 more quests in the sequence, which will resolve the plot threads established in previous quests in a way entirely unique to old school RuneScape.
Wow.
Wow.
That's cool.
They are going to be taking a break from Mahjarrat after this quest line is done. And they didn't say which ones, but they're going to go back to give other quest lines some time to shine.
Wow.
Maybe they'll do like one of the ones that hasn't been touched in 20 years. Like the
Yeah.
clock tower or whatever.
Or, I don't know, like, I feel like they have only implemented quests on areas directly to the right of, like, I was gonna say Gilnor, but
Mistlin?
of Mistlin
Mm-hmm.
for like the last years at
If
this
it's
point.
not Mauritania or if it's not Mahjarrat, get me out of here.
Like,
Well, now we have Varlamore.
well, okay, not including Varlamore because
Yeah.
it's literally a brand new area, so obviously they have to put stuff there. But like, they haven't done literally anything in the Fremnik area, anything in the like
They did a couple Korend. Well, because that's kind of Varlamore.
Yeah, like
attached.
they had to. I mean,
Yeah.
the only
What-
one they did in Corinne was like the uniting one.
Well, they did that one Garden of Tranquility because I remember I had COVID and you were helping me with the puzzle from across the room because you didn't want to come next to me, remember?
Yeah.
And we were
so
both wearing masks.
I guess they've done Garnet Tranquility. They did. I guess I forgot
We
about.
haven't had a Fremennik one in a long time, or a Troll one.
Well, I forgot about the Muspo one, which I guess is kind of far up there.
True. Maybe we are just wrong and they are spreading them around. But it feels like a lot of desert in Mauritania.
Yeah, I mean, there's no. They haven't done any like dwarf storyline stuff. I mean, obviously no like elf stuff.
No Mistlin or
Yeah, definitely,
Falador,
definitely no
like the
Mistlin, no
knights.
Falador, no Ardoin.
Oh my god, they're only doing the members areas.
Well, Well, I mean, Ardoin's members.
Shut up.
Yeah, so it's like they haven't done. I don't know. I just feel like a lot of it is concentrated. I'm like, okay, bro, the last like 7 big quests have been like in the desert.
Yeah.
How many quests does the desert need?
I'm a little tired of the desert, I'm not gonna lie to you.
I mean, all the new bosses are in the desert. The new raid, they did all of that after the new raid was in the desert already. Like, come on, man.
I still hate how much of the desert's empty.
Yeah, true.
I guess eventually it'll probably get filled in.
And it's funny, they added all that stuff to the desert and it's still empty.
Because there's just nothing in like huge parts of it.
Yeah.
You go on the magic carpet, you don't even pass anyone when you're flying over. Because like, what are they gonna do? Just kill those little dogs? I do on Slayer tasks.
Yeah, unless you're like doing like ice, unless you're like getting the
lizards.
just
the
like
ice pillar.
the ice pillar for the lizards. Then I don't know, probably nothing. Alligators, I don't know.
True. Anyway, moving on from the Mahjarrat, we have the mobile anniversary update.
Yeah, big mobile stuff. So for
We've
anyone
gone over this
that
a few times. We've actually already read all that.
yeah, I was about to say anyone that's like kind of keeping up with mobile, this is all the stuff that we've been talking about for like months and months at this point.
Mm-hmm. We can go over some of them.
Yeah, there's the UI rework for anyone that doesn't remember or doesn't know. So all of the tiles on the screen are going to be completely different than what they were previously. You have all the tiles on the right set into two different columns this time. You can swap between them really easily with a new uh, set of tiles on the left, which are
Hotkeys.
shortcut hotkey things, and you can pretty much add anything to them. You can just like, I've seen people like jokingly fill all of them with different emotes. You could do that.
I
You
have no
can,
idea what mine are set to automatically.
yeah, you can set it so that there's pop out panels, like if you just want to see your XP per hour real quick and then put it away, or if you want to pop up a new chat, menu entry swapper, high scores. All these things could be added to I mean, I think almost anything could be added to those hotkey things. So all those things are really, really nice for mobile.
Yeah. So, new features. All wait, there's a video.
Yeah. Well, there's a
Who's it
video.
by? Oh, by Fully OSRS.
Yeah,
That's such a good name.
it's by Fully OSRS, which is a content creator that specializes in like mobile stuff.
Oh, I think. Why do I feel like we've spoken about them before? Or am I thinking of someone else?
I think you're thinking of someone else.
Probably.
Yeah. So
That's cool though.
Fully OSRS has a video on the mobile overhaul and what they think about it, so you can check it out there as well.
Yes. And then new features also available in the official client. Changes for mobile and the official client go hand in hand. So the menu entry swapper, many menu improvements, and high scores were some of the most highly requested features. And all of these are also available on the official client, like we said before.
Yeah. So the first one is going to be
again.
the mini menu reordering or menu entry swapper. And so this allows you to reorder things in the settings menu is actually where you'll find it. And
That's weird.
why is that weird?
It's just different than what we're used to, just right clicking. Everything's gonna be weird. It's mobile.
Well, yeah, I mean, they have to have a settings menu.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you can find the settings for all that. You can change it to, also, you can kind of change some weird stuff. You can change, like, for instance, whenever you right click on something, you can even change where your mouse automatically goes to.
That's weird.
Like, you can have it so your mouse automatically starts at the top of the list, at the bottom of the list. You can make it so when you go to click something, like their example is when you go to click a banker, the default is to talk to them. You can click it so that whenever you talk to the banker, it automatically opens your bank, which is how it is for a lot of.
So just regular menu entry stuffing.
Yeah, which is how RuneLight is currently. But yeah, so there's a lot of options, and like I said, you can just straight up turn off some options.
That's very interesting.
Yeah, like
kind of cool.
Yeah, so if you don't ever want to investigate someone,
if you never want to talk to a man you're trying to steal from.
Yeah, you can just straight up turn off the talk to thing, I think. So that's pretty cool.
Nice. We also have, I mean, this you already mentioned. You can choose where you want the start position to be on the mini menu. We also have mini menu. God, I hate that we're going to keep saying this.
Mini menu.
Mini menu. Say it 3 times fast.
The thing is, you say it like many.
Mini.
Yeah, mini.
Say it 3 times fast.
Mini menu, mini menu, mini menu.
Wait. Mini menu, mini menu.
Yeah, you're saying many.
Mini
There's
menu,
no
mini
A
menu,
in
mini
that,
menu.
in that sentence.
Mini menu, mini menu. Try it.
Anyways, you can go and customize the mini menu even further by spacing apart or bringing closer together the options.
No more fat thumbing the wrong thing.
Yeah, so if you pretty much never want to press cancel, but you don't want to remove cancel, you can make
put space in between them.
Yeah, you can put a bunch of space in between all of the options. So like your walk here, your attack, and your cancel will all be really far apart, so you hopefully will not accidentally hit one.
I did not realize that this is something that I wanted until right now.
Yeah.
Because I accidentally click stuff all the time.
And then this is the next thing is what I was talking about previously.
Mini menu filtering.
Mini menu filtering.
Mini menu filtering.
So you can disable things like examine, cancel, player options, entity options. So if you just are never going to do PvP, then I guess you can just straight up turn off player options. But yeah, stuff like that.
And if the mini menu is too long, you're now going to have a scroll bar too. So you don't have to worry about it going off the screen, which it sometimes still does on PC.
Yeah.
Next is the friend world switcher. This one lets you easily hop to the world of a friend by right-clicking their name in one of the following spaces, being friends list, chat channel, clan chat, guest clan chat, and group Iron Man.
Yeah.
That was nice.
That's pretty cool. And they also added, like they mentioned earlier, viewing high scores in game.
That's so cool.
Currently, this is a feature. I didn't think they were going to add this. This
I
has
didn't know how
been,
they would, but it actually looks very clean.
yeah, this has been on more or
The
less.
menu.
Well, no, I was going to say this has been more or less available to RuneLite users for a long time. This is like the whenever you go to right click on someone, the lookup option, which is now available in the original client.
Cool.
This will look up their high score, which includes all of their skills. It'll show you what level they are, what rank they are, as well as all of the
Boss
bosses.
rings.
And because of that, the all of the boss icons actually got a makeover.
Oh
So
wow.
they all look a lot cooler. I don't know if you checked it out.
No, I didn't, but it looks really clean. I mean, I'm on the rune line, so I don't know if it'll work. It's the
No, yeah,
trophy, the gold
yeah,
trophy.
the gold trophy. Look at all of them look different.
No, that's what they always look like. I feel like.
No, look at
I don't know. I think that's what they always look like.
Calvarion didn't look like that. I mean,
I'm not convinced.
I don't know, dude.
I don't know. I look people up every day.
Why does that one look like you?
That's Leviathan. He does
Oh,
look like me.
okay.
That one's me. Scurry is the rat. You look as a rat stance.
You are the rat. But yeah, so that's it. There's also a bit of a bug.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, so when they're working to resolve a bug of looking up GIMs and hardcore GIMs, so unfortunately the high scores for those aren't accessible yet, but hopefully they'll add them soon.
Yeah. Those are the new mobile update stuff. Pretty cool. I need to actually test it out. I've just been doing Apital agility, so it's not a good test for the mobile.
Yeah.
Nothing's different for me. Except for I went to close the chat box and it was different. And it was a way bigger button. And I was like, oh, wow.
That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Besides that, though, of course, as always, the actual biggest change of this entire patch is in the other changes section.
So, fixed a bug where players with no access to Mauritania could get an Araxite task. If you have not completed Priest in Peril but currently have an Araxite task, you can now cancel it for free by talking to any Slayer Master.
Yep. And also the Barbarian. Oh, this is rest in peace. The Barbarian Outpost Agility course now warns you that it gives you Strength XP because
someone ruined their account.
A skilling specific account did get a 99 maxed skilling account did get ruined by getting Strength XP and getting level 2 strength.
So frustrating.
From the agility course. So they now made a warning. And this next one
too little too late
is probably the biggest change for a lot of people.
Items dropped in the private instances of the 4 original God War bosses will not persist there for 3 hours. Juggling food would be very hard. You're like, oh, gotta go pick it up before it disappears.
Yep.
I like that. This does not affect Iron Man instances, only the private ones unlocked via CAs.
Yeah, so this is the ones that cost gold for anyone that doesn't know. So
Yeah.
like 150k is where it starts at. But 3 hours is like pretty much forever.
Yeah, you're probably not going to be there for 3 hours.
And you have to think about this allows you to, if you're at like Sarah, you can leave all the restores on the ground. You can leave all the bones on the ground for bones to peaches. So this can make your trips pretty much last forever.
That's really nice.
Yeah,
I like that.
Pretty good. And the goating potion, the goat, will now tell you if it expires early due to teleporting or drinking tea.
As it should.
Yeah, that's it.
We also have a little bit of some merch store updates. So the Battle Axes and Ballads vinyl is finally out. That is the metal one. And they also made some merch with the little pixelated characters because I think I even commented on the cover. It was so cute. So there's some t-shirts with the pixel guys.
It's probably the best t-shirt they've ever made in my opinion.
It's your favorite?
Probably. It's the only one I would actually wear.
There's a few I'd wear.
Besides like the one that just has the skull and crossbones on it.
Yeah.
But the shirt is only 25 pounds.
It looks
and
super cute.
The vinyl is 26 pounds.
That's a pretty good deal.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Nice. And then again, you know, the novels and the comics we already mentioned. This is funny if you want to talk about it because you saw it more than me.
Well, yeah. So I think we mentioned last week that the Discord was going to have some mod stages. And the stages are essentially just live streams, but they were going to have like a Q&A with Mod Jerv, which is one of the primary artists, 3D design artists or something like that. And there was actually some really cool stuff. So these are sketches.
Not happening in the game.
They're not happening. They probably never will happen, but
God, I wish they would though.
There's some really cool themed backpacks, themed Ava's accumulators that were requested by like the people that were watching.
So yeah, we have a little gnome child, Bob the cat, and a Jazz assembler. They all look so cute. I love the ears on the Bob's one, obviously.
Yeah, they all look really, really cool, but
One of the stars of the show, though, is the Chinchompa ornament kit that makes them look like little pumpkins.
yeah, it's
Robert showed me this. It was so cute.
the pumpkin chinchompa, so that's pretty
Do you see
cool.
what it's called? The Chinchumpkin.
Yeah, the chinchumpkin.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so there's just like Jerv was just really drawing up a bunch of stuff
Some I
that
thought
people
were real ideas
suggesting.
because there's like a shadow ornament kit, and all those I could see happening. And then Robert showed me this one, and it became clear it was not going to happen.
Yeah, it's just a like combination dragon paxpoon, which is a axe, harpoon, and pickaxe all combined into a single tool.
He showed me that, and I was like, oh, so these are not real. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. So it also shows like some other fun stuff that people suggested, and like
Honestly,
you said,
the shadow ornament kit I think will become a thing eventually.
the thing is, it looks so unlike anything else. I doubt it, but
Well, I mean, I will get an ornament kit for it eventually, I bet, from like a league or something.
sure.
So I can see that. And then their version of Guthix, which actually looks very cool.
But yeah. So, anyways, a lot of really cool stuff during that modcast, and art is always interesting to see. So, if you want to see some of that stuff, also,
You were excited about these.
yeah, I thought these were really good.
Yeah.
I thought these were really high quality. Well, obviously I haven't held them, but from the looks, they look
The
like high
images.
quality. So, there is a few new things from the community. These are community created things.
The creator crafted. I think we've mentioned before.
Yeah, so this is from the artist Amentos, and you can buy a Araxer mouse pad.
It looks very cool.
It is a very large mouse pad. I don't know how much it is. I wonder if
It's on the
it
creator crafted.
says.
It's not going to be on his website. So go back to the original blog post.
You don't know that.
Because it's a collab, but they sell it through creator crafted. He lost the tab.
I lost it.
It's gone.
It's gone. No, it's right here.
So you have to click a Rex or mouse pad.
Oh, why do they have so many things highlighted?
They had two.
Well,
The page won't load.
the page won't load. We'll never find out. No, just kidding. Okay, so the mouse pad is $45
USD.
USD.
It does
it-
look real good.
It is a large mouse pad. It's like a little over 1 foot by a little less than 3 foot. So it's pretty much the size of most people's like desks.
Yeah.
So it is big. It's one
a
of the
big
one of the
boy.
big ones, and it's the standard micro texture
Non-slip
cloths.
rubber base.
Yeah. So I think it would probably be high quality. I think these are pretty standardized nowadays. So if you have $45 and want a cool mouse pad, I think it looks really good.
You like these more though. So we have some brand new LED signs ready to lighten up your space, brighten up your space. It doesn't say who made these ones, but there's like the strength symbol as well as the attack symbol. We both really liked the attack because it's like a sword, but it has like a circle behind it. I don't know.
Oh,
it's
why do you
pretty.
speak for me? I thought the strength one was better.
Oh, I thought you liked. Well, I like the strength too, obviously. I thought you liked the attack. Wait, what else did they bring? Was it just those two?
No, it's just those two.
Okay,
so.
yeah, they do look nice.
I like the strength one just because it looks more universal. It's just a fist.
That's fair.
Whereas,
we love fisting.
Okay. But yeah, anyways, it looks pretty cool, and yeah, it's 85 USD.
I mean, it's an LED light. That's about expected.
Yeah, but you can get 10% off any of these orders with the code SPIDER.
Cool. Yeah, so go check out merch.
Yeah, pretty neat. Pretty neat. I don't, honestly, I don't usually like supporting the merch stuff, but when it's community stuff, I kind of like it a little bit
Yeah,
more.
that's not really with Jagex officially. That one was with their own little shop.
Yeah.
What's it called? Is it like Bit Styles? The little pixel arts.
8-bit.
8-bit. Yeah, that style,
Yeah.
that was in collaboration with someone though that Jagex is doing. So you'll be supporting them as well.
Yeah, pretty cool. That's it for this week's updates and stuff like that. I think it was. I think overall it was a pretty good update.
It was okay. I mean, I haven't done the quest yet, so I'm sorry that I have no thoughts on that.
Yeah.
But I don't. This
Oh, well.
You have the screen way too big. I can't read that wide.
Okay. Also, before I forget to mention, there's like a mini Path of Exile league. I know everyone likes to play Path of Exile.
Path of Sexile.
There's a mini.
Elder Holes.
There's a mini 1 month long Path of Exiles. Well, I guess it's several months long, but really 1 month long league. You can check it out. It's kind of like a cool, twisted version of the current league.
Speaking of,
And then also, there's, before I forget, Path of Exile 2. Probably one of the most anticipated ARPGs of our life thus far.
dramatic.
Comes out early access December 6th, so get your time off.
Are you gonna request it off?
I can't. I'm busy during
Oh
that
yeah, I
time of
forgot.
year. So
Good, because the other
unfortunate.
day I asked you if I should request any days off in December, and you're like, no. So if you requested a day off, I would have been very upset. I would have been
Yeah.
like, how dare
I'm not
you?
gonna request it. I'll just take it off, and you'll be at work.
I'll try to get it off.
But yeah, so we have
um,
questions.
before that, why aren't we getting any leaks teasers? It's
I found the
weird.
answer. I found the
Okay, what's
answer.
the answer? Because we were talking about this yesterday.
Because
They
it
hate me.
is not 2 weeks out yet.
Is it 2 weeks?
It is two
Okay.
weeks.
Last year, it felt like we were getting it for a month. Maybe that's just because I didn't have like an in-person job, so I was like playing RuneScape constantly. But I was telling him like yesterday, I was like, why does it feel like Lee's is not happening? It's in 3 weeks. It doesn't feel like it's happening soon.
Yeah, if you feel that way, then just wait another week because
Good.
apparently the teasers start once it's 2 weeks out.
I'm glad because like we have no plans. We know nothing.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm excited for that. Anyway, we can do the questions.
Also, they are updating people on the Discord more frequently than
Like
in
Twitter or
blogs and stuff
something.
like
Yeah.
that. So, if you really want to be on the bleeding edge of news, then check out the Discord because there are things like they've gone back on like previous things they've said. And so, again, if you want to be up to date, then just go over to the Discord.
Yeah, we get it all late
Yeah.
because I don't read it.
But we do have a couple questions.
Yeah, so first is Harger on Discord. Do you think OSRS could work with a membership model where free to play players can do everything members can, but there are in game ads? You're free to play, so I'm excited to hear your answer. For example, you have to go through a quick in game text dialogue with a banker at the GE, tries to convince you to buy Pepsi or BMW.
Or vote for a particular party.
Yeah, writing this before the election. There can also be example ads in the chat, persistent salesmen that walk up to non-members at say gates in a 30-second video ad at login that are shown in the frame of a portal. I'd be totally for this, but I don't know if it'd make them as much money. I bet a lot of current members would rather have ads than pay. Maybe I'm wrong. I'd rather pay. I'd rather pay than have ads.
Yeah, so this is
Actually.
interesting question because it's kind of like it would go kind of like the route of like Spotify, right? So it's
Mm-hmm.
like you get everything essentially,
But there's a lot of breaks.
almost everything, but they make the ad experience so annoying that you're all like, all right, how much is it? You know?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I'd think free to play should have that instead. You are playing free to play. What do you think? I just know I would personally rather pay for a membership than have that.
Um, I don't know. I honestly don't think it's a good idea, mostly because like I mean, yeah, honestly, from I was trying to think of like somewhere where this isn't true, but from every instance I know of, ads make me so much more inclined to just not play the game.
Yeah, I feel like it makes it look cheaper, weirdly.
Because if you think about it, like Genshin Impact, all of these mobile games, right?
Mm-hmm.
Some of the most popular, wealthiest games that have ever been made. These games make hundreds of millions of dollars per quarter. And like League of Legends, also like a desktop game, one of the most successful games of all time, they're all free
Yeah,
and none of them have ads.
yeah,
People pay for things in them because they play the game like infinitely and want to look a certain way or buy a certain thing in the game.
I feel like it's a slippery slope too, and if they start having ads in free to play, they'd find reasons to introduce it in main game too.
I
I don't know if that's
honestly,
paranoid.
I honestly think they'd be shooting themselves in the foot.
Mm-hmm.
I honestly do think they should kind of go the way of something like I've always thought that they should have more available to free to play players.
Yeah,
Like
especially now.
I kind of like ranted to Michelle about this one day where it's really backwards the way they have their free to play philosophy because in a lot of other games it works in the complete opposite way and it actually works. Like
Yeah, you want to entice people to get members, not disincentivize playing free to play.
yeah, cuz like
They're doing it in a negative way when they could be doing a positive way.
yeah, the best way for me to describe it is whenever I was like ranting about it to Michelle, I was like, this game makes you so annoyed that you're all like, oh, I hate this. Let me buy membership to
Yeah,
get around it.
it's a
Instead
really
of
interesting way of doing it.
instead of like in other games like Elder Scrolls, you're all like, dang, this game is actually so sick. I wish I could do more of what I'm currently doing. And then you're all like, you know, what would make that easier if I had the membership. It's
Yeah.
not necessary, but it's like, oh, I could just do more of this. And obviously, it makes it suck less, but it just allows you to play the game as you were already playing it, but better.
Yeah, there's so much stuff in RuneScape now. Like, it's not 2010. Like, you need to have access to more stuff. Because
Yeah,
it's now, before it probably used to feel like an okay amount of the game is free to play. But now it's like a
yeah,
ridiculously tiny part of the game is free to play.
it
But I know
is.
some people with free to play are like really intense and love how it is. So,
I mean, I guess so. But it's
yeah.
also just like the thing is like they add so many really small pain points in their free to play model where it's like, for instance, like World of Warcraft has an extremely limited free to play model. Like I think
Mm-hmm.
you can get to like level 20, which is 1/3 of the max level. And but the thing is, you can do pretty much everything outside of like trading. You can do like most of the game. Like you can do dungeons, you can go do quests in whatever zones that you can get access to at that level. Um, but it's pretty much the whole game.
Yeah.
Whereas like in RuneScape, I was like, oh cool, I guess I'll do some star mining, and
You can't even spin the
they're all
dust.
like, all right, cool, you can do star mining. You get half as much XP though.
And you can't get
It's
rewards.
like literally 8,000 XP per hour,
It's so weird.
and like it would take me like 1,200 hours to get max or something.
Yeah.
And then they're like, all right, cool, all the currency you get from this, yeah, you actually can't spend it.
It's
Like,
strange, man.
like who's all like, oh, you know that they're gonna be like, oh man, I hate this game so much because I can't spend this currency I just spent a few hours getting. Let me buy a membership. Like no one's gonna do that.
Yeah.
Literally, I'm sure their conversion from that is actually 0%. It's just so weird.
Yeah. I don't.
So that was a really roundabout way of saying I think free to play things should be very openly free to play
And not have ads.
and not have ads.
Anyway, next question from Matt on Discord. Thoughts on a new Dwarven minecart racing game? It'd be similar to Mario Kart Double Dash, where one player drives and the other player is on the back of the cart and can attack other players. There can only be maybe 4 racetracks to begin with. The player on the back of the cart can either choose to attack the other drivers, the other players on the back of the cart, or the other carts, which can be damaged, but can also be repaired with construction. If one player dies, the other can still ride the car until the finish, but they'll have no passenger to attack the other teams. If 2 carts collide, they both get major damage. I think it's gonna be super fun with OSR's gameplay be severely limited. Yeah, it'd be hard to play it. I like racing games like Mario Kart. Honestly, though, I don't like the idea of this kind of Mario Kart as much. I just want regular. But I'm like, when I play Mario Kart, I'm not trying to attack everyone. I'm just trying to race.
Yeah.
So I'm just like a racer. So like, I don't know. So the attacking stuff seems like a little overwhelming. I don't know how it would work in RuneScape. I think it would probably be like one of those things that's fun at first, but people stop doing it. Like whatever, they redid the game tables at the GE, and people were
Yeah.
playing it for a little bit, but now people don't really play it.
Yeah.
There's
Well,
just so much other stuff in the game that like are more fulfilling and have more conclusion, I guess. That you want to do those instead.
sure. I think I think this could be a cool idea, honestly.
Hmm.
I think it could be like an interesting skilling minigame. And I think taking the racing aspect away from it would probably be for the best because
So like sailing, you and your friend attacking other
yeah,
ships.
yeah, I guess so. Because I don't know. The thing is, if you require another person there in order for the minigame to
That would
actually,
annoy people.
that wouldn't be the best.
Like the one quest that everyone hates doing because you have to have someone.
Yeah, exactly. The
Hmm.
Shield of Arrav.
And the sequel, even worse.
So it's like I think if you were just like maybe you had to have or maybe it was like tandem or something like that or maybe like they would just fill the other slot with like a dwarf or something and you can like choose to go and maybe it was like a race like a lot of it was maybe automated to like fit the theme and stuff like that but really at the end of the day who cares if you win or lose
Yeah.
but it like was based on like how well it would be kind of like fishing trawler
Oh,
I
which
guess is
people
the way I'm
love.
thinking of. Because like maybe there's like some crafting, maybe there is some construction, maybe there's some
You
agility.
are taking this away from Mario Kart so hard.
No, I'm saying like the XP.
Oh,
Like maybe if you're steering the car, maybe that is like partially agility XP or something like that.
okay.
And then maybe they also get the job of like repairing the brakes, like maybe the brakes get cut or something, and so that's like crafting.
Mm-hmm.
And then like maybe if you're in the back of the car, there's like some kind of, something for like, I don't know, like whatever, room crafting and construction, who cares? I think that could be cool,
Mm-hmm.
but I think it would just be like another.
Thing people don't do.
I think if you make it too skill based, then it's not cool.
Yeah.
But if you make it more of just like another mini game, then maybe it's cool.
You have to find the sweet spot.
Yeah, maybe you could potentially add like some kind of competitive aspect to it that would make it, like a particularly interesting mini game. But I think it has like the bones of what could be a cool mini game.
Okay. You're
Like
more creative than I am.
the entire dwarf like race car deal, I
The
think would
idea
be
is
cool.
cute. Yeah.
Yeah.
I should know how it work.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it could be really neat. I like this idea a lot. I think it, well, not I like it a lot. I think it
Has
could
potential.
has a really high potential.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. That's it for our Q&A this week, though.
Yeah.
And then do the spiel if you want to ask a question.
Oh, do the spiel. Yeah. So, yeah, thanks as always. We do appreciate your questions. Make sure to drop them anywhere that we have social media, and we'll be sure to pick them up and answer them on the next podcast episode.
Yeah, so that could be on our Spotify at discord.gg/Bunebape. We also have a Twitter and TikTok that are Bunebapeosrs, a Twitch, YouTube, Instagram, and Blue Sky. Those are all just Bunebape. Ask us questions anywhere. I stream 4 days a week at twitch.tv/Bunebape, so come hang out with me. And yeah, thank you for listening. I appreciate it.
That's going to be it. Thanks again. Hopefully you all enjoyed it, and we'll see you all
very soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.